Good afternoon and welcome to my YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications as I bring to you what I believe to be some important levels on the overall market indicators such as the SP 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Russell 2000. Tap in, turn on those notifications, and be sure to comment. Let me know how you feel about this video and what you think about these levels. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with the SP 500 on the monthly time frame. So if we zoom out a bit, we can see the March low here, roughly around 2174, and the January high of 2021 at about 4,800, give or take. And what you're looking at is I've got a Fibonacci retracement tool drawn on from the March low to the January high, and you can see we almost hit the 50% retracement with the October 2022 low. So it came just shy. That retracement level is right at 3491. So I believe that's an important level for the S&P 500. And you can see the August 20 close was roughly around that price. The open for September obviously around that price and stayed underneath that price the entire month, with the exception of a quick wick up to about 3590. And then, of course, it stayed underneath that level in October and then finally broke out in 2020 October. And now we came back to that level, but didn't quite hit the retracement. Not saying it's going back there, but I want to show you what's below and what's above where we currently are, with the market being at 38.87 January 4th, Wednesday, January 4th. So that's what's below us. We've also got the February 20 high, which was right before the height of the pandemic in March 20. It sits around 33.97. So that's a level that's just below that Fibonacci retracement that we should also keep our eyes on. Now, what's up above? What's ahead? Well, we've got this resistance level at 41.84. And ever since we had a monthly candle close below this level, we have been unable to get back above. This level started to be of some significance dating back to April 2021. We had the actual open, of course, there in May of 2021. Then we had a wick down through this, but then it was above in June. Stayed above that level, had a wick down and a vicious pullback, right, to close at around 43.70, but that wick touched that support level that was once resistance. And then we had the same thing happen in March 2020, and then we finally got a break below and quickly retested the level in May, June. Didn't quite get there in July. Tested it again in August. Went back for it in September. And then ultimately came back into play in December 2022 when the Fed hiked rates by 50 basis points in mid-December. Now, since that point, and we'll get into this as we go down by each level, since that point, if we look at the weekly, we've been trading sideways. So the FOMC, Jerome Powell raised rates by 50 basis points. And then from that point, we've had 3 weeks, including this week, where we've traded pretty much at the same level. We've got dojis, we've got spin tops, we've got whatever you want to call these candles. We've pretty much opened and closed every week, roughly around the same price, and been trading sideways since our last rate hike in December. What's it going to take to get us off that? Well, before we get into that, I'll share a little bit about what we've seen from a trend standpoint since the beginning of the year. We've seen higher highs all the way up until January 2021. And frankly, I don't believe anyone thought the market could go down, but that's exactly when it turns around. From January 2022, we started making lower highs right here. This was what I would call an equal high. And then you see another lower high here in August. And will this be, in fact, December 12th, the weekly candle close for December 12th? Will that be our new lower high? Drop in the comments if you think that that was a new lower high and we're going to continue lower and breach this 50% retracement and make a new lower low. Leave a message in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. That is our level that is above us at 41.84 So between 4184, this Fibonacci retracement at around 3491, and the February high at 3397, those are the broader numbers. Those are the broader support and resistance levels that I'm paying attention to on the weekly and monthly. As we go down to the daily, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that sideways trading I was just telling you about. That's been happening roughly since the 16th. So the 16th of December, we've been trading within this 39.20 to 37.97 range without any clear direction of where we might be going. With that being said, we did break out of a bit of a flag here and are trading lower. So could we see a retest of that, making us a nice little head and shoulders possibly on the top side? Could we see that come into play right there at this point? Possibly. That could absolutely be a possibility. Not 100% sure. No one knows what the future is going to hold. No one knows what's going to happen in the future. But we have broken out of this channel that could be considered a bear flag for most. And normally you see a retest. Not always, but sometimes you see a retest. Don't know if that'll happen here or not. However, this sideways trading, no one can argue with that historically. From the 16th to today, January 4th, we've been trading sideways. So again, let me know in the comments the couple levels that I have marked off here. 4184, you now know why, as well as this Fibonacci retracement level that sits just below the October 2022 low at 34.91, as well as the February high of 2020 at 33.97. So those are the levels above and below that I'm looking at from a broader standpoint on the weekly and the monthly basis. And you can see the consolidation on the daily. We also have a broader channel potential breakout or fake out, depending upon how you view it. I'll draw that quickly on here, and it won't be perfect, I promise you. But you can see this channel was pretty strong. Channel had a point here, obviously, that started it, a touch in March, a touch in August, another touch early December, and then what we would consider possibly a fake out here to the top side. Now, the bottom of this channel is a little bit more tricky, right? Because you've got a couple points here, and I've been choosing to draw it roughly about right there. It's not perfect, but that's about where I'm drawing it, and considering this also a fake out. So we could continue to trade lower. Again, no one knows what's going to happen in the future. No one's seen that yet. But these are just the things that I'm looking at currently on the S&P 500. So what do we have coming up that can get us out of this daily sideways trading that we've been in on the S&P? Well, today we've got the FOMC meeting minutes. They're released today. Friday, we've got non-farm payrolls, and we could possibly see the S&P move out of this consolidation either to the upside or to the lower side towards that 50% retracement and that October low. There could be some big money sitting there waiting to jump back into the market. Be sure to leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about those levels. And do you think that this particular high that we saw, lower high that we saw in December 2022, is in fact a lower high to continue this lower low trend on the S&P 500? That's all for this video. Be sure to turn on your notifications, click that like button, and subscribe to my channel, and check out these videos around our major market indicators, as I like to call them, with the indices like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, as well as the Russell 2000. And don't be surprised if you hear more from me and some additional surprises about what I think about the market. And remember, these are just my levels, my opinion. You should not take this as trading advice. But if you want to know more, be sure to click the link in the description. I've got a Fibonacci class coming up real soon, and you should definitely join if you want to learn more about that tool specifically. That'll be January 14th and the 15th. It's a workshop that will blow your mind as to how I use the Fibonacci retracement tool. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss my next video, and leave a comment on whether or not you think this December 13th, 2022 lower high is in fact a lower high that will continue the trend that we saw in 2021. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.